good morning, one, good morning, all. Welcome to this segment of Good Morning Grenada for today. Public holiday, Independence holiday in Grenada. And it's indeed a pleasure to be with you as usual, as we do what we do all the time, what we do best. Yeah, Mary E. Banks, good morning to you, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. All right, this morning, as usual, we've got the lineup, the buzz, and, unfortunately, we don't have a of news, sports, and the news and sports. I will try to bring you the weather at exactly 7 o'clock this morning. I'll link up with the folks from the Met Office. And let's get into the meat of the matter for today. I know that folks are busy all around the country as celebrate the independence celebrations today. All right, and whatever you're doing, I just had a look on the outside and it's raining cats and dogs. But that's the weather that we're used to. In case you're wondering the time, it's 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. There are lots of you who do not have to go to work this morning, so you do what we usually say in North America. You're sleeping in, and, enjoy your rest. Enjoy your rest. Okay, so let's get into the word of the day, and the word for today is the word fraught. F-R-A-U-G-H-T. And fraught is an adjective, and it means causing or having a lot of emotional stress or worry. Now, when fraught is used in the phrase fraught with, it means full of something bad or unwanted. So again, the word for the day is the word fraught. It's an adjective. It is spelled F-R-A-U-G-H-T. It means causing or having a lot of emotional stress or worry. When fraught is used in the phrase fraught with, it means full of something bad or unwanted. We can use the word this way. Ever since the cat went missing, the atmosphere in their apartment has been fraught. Or we can use it this way also. The paper was poorly researched and fraught with errors. So write it down, jot it down, memorize it, learn to spell it, learn to pronounce it, and most importantly, learn to use it, add it to your vocabulary. Let's now look at the thought of the day. And the thought of the day is by our own Morris Bishop, the late Morris Bishop. And it says, as the international capitalist crisis intensifies, it generates increased imperialist aggression spearheaded by the most reactionary circles of imperialism's military-industrial complexes, who feel that the solution to this crisis is the buildup of arms, the provocation of wars, and the creation of tension spots around the world. That's a quote by our late Prime Minister, Morris Bishop. Okay, so folks, that's the thought of the day. Actually, our Independence Celebration Day, the 49th anniversary. There are some folks who are very quizzical as it relates to independence, quote unquote, but that's the day that we have, that's the day that we celebrate. And the theme for this year, the journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future. Okay, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of activities happened, took place already, but it climaxes today. I still think that there might be one or two activities that will continue into, but primarily the activities and national celebrations, I think, climaxes today with that rally at the National Stadium. So be a part of it. We had our Independence Calypso competition last Friday, We now have a brand new Independence Calypso monarch in the person of Nevian Cox. He captured the title on Friday night. Some of the stories that are buzzing this morning, we have the British family to pay reparations for slavery. Years of call for compensation are finally bearing fruit as a British family is beginning the process of paying back for years of enslaving people in Grenada. They will open a fund with about $500,000 as part of efforts to pay reparations for slavery. Is this the start of more similar gestures in the future? All right, that's a question. We'll talk about that. We also heard of an accident, an explosion that took place inside of a popular blast outlet in the capital during the mid-afternoon, and it had many people panicking. Well, of course, we're not used to this sort of things, you know. We usually hear them on the news. We look at them on the television with a bomb blast here and a bomb blast there and a suicide bomber here and there. We're not used to these things, so it's obvious that folks would have been panicky. All right, also making the rounds this morning, a pot of oil don't fall down. All right, how does one get over such an unspeakable crime? Yeah, I saw the picture of it, man, in the classroom, and, you know, it really wasn't a good sight. You know, imagine a pot of oil down in a time like this, falling down. That is problem, that is chaos. Okay, it's Everything Independence this week as people here are out in the national colors and businesses host events to celebrate the island's 49th anniversary of independence. All right, well, like I said, independence is definitely in the air. Andrew Northwest, Delma Thomas. She spoke her truth at the 49th anniversary of Independence Gala in New York, and well, you know that has been creating some rounds in the media, a lot of contention here, there, and everywhere. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine sent me some information with the Honorable Delma Thomas in a photograph with the Honorable Andy Williams, and on the other side to it is the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell in a photograph with the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and the question is being asked, who asked permission for any of this? You understand? Because a lot of talk was going around as it relates to Delma Thomas interacting with Gloria Thomas, the ladies from the Northwest. So yeah, that's buzzing also. So these are the stories that are buzzing this morning. Like I said, we do not have the AM edition of news and sports. We will bring you the weather, of course, at 7 o'clock. And this morning I will be speaking with Mr. Jude Bernard. He is the chairman of the Save the Cameroon Pack organization, as they've got an activity, the 7th anniversary of that organization. There will be awards being given out and a family fun-filled day later on today. So I will be speaking with Mr. Bernard just about 7:45 as we round up the conversation this morning. So we look forward to that. So in wrapping up, remember the word for the day today. It is an adjective. It is the word fraught, and it is spelled F-R-A-U-G-H-T, and it means causing or having a lot of emotional stress or worry. Now, when fraught is used in the phrase fraught with, it means full of something bad or unwanted. And we can use it these ways. Ever since the cat went missing, the atmosphere in the apartment has been fraught. Also, we can say the paper was poorly researched and fraught with errors. The thought for the day: as the international capitalist crisis intensifies, it generates increased imperialist aggression, spearheaded by the most reactionary circles of imperialism's military-industrial complexes, who feel that the solution to this crisis in the buildup of arms, the provocation of wars, and the creation of tension spots around the world. And that quote came from the late Maurice Bishop. That's it for this segment, folks. We take our commercial break, and that will be followed by an interlude of patriotic songs that would lead us up to 7, at which time we have the weather for you, and then we come back on the flip side with the conversation. See you on the flip side of 7.
Vaccines protect you and they protect me. Getting vaccinated is one of the most important things you can do to keep yourself and your family safe and healthy. Once enough people are immunized, opportunities for an outbreak of disease becomes very low. And if we all choose to get vaccinated, we contribute in getting back to spending quality time with our loved ones in a safe way. Choose to get vaccinated. Vaccines bring us closer.
Following the COVID-19 vaccination, some people may experience side effects such as soreness at the injection site, chills, nausea, body aches, or a fever. But these symptoms go away after a few days. These side effects are a result of your immune system responding to the vaccine and are not a sign that you are sick with COVID-19. The COVID-19 vaccines will not give you COVID. When you receive your vaccine, the health worker will advise you what to take if you are experiencing any of these side effects. Remember, these mild side effects cannot compare to you not being able to share memorable moments with your family and friends if you fall gravely ill from COVID. Vaccines bring us closer. Choose to get vaccinated.
Last week on Our Climate Reality.
So global warming is the global average temperature of the Earth at the surface, so that means at sea level, and how that has warmed since the Industrial Revolution that took place in the 18th and the 19th century, when we started using industrialized methods and thereby started emitting CO2 and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere.
I can tell you, based on the statistics we have at Point Celine, the data we collect is very much, it has arrived in Grenada. Okay? Our temperatures, especially our minimum temperatures, are increasing. Grenada is getting hotter. Okay? All we have to do is to just learn to adapt, learn to do the things that are necessary to preserve life.
Join us this Wednesday at 8 p.m. as the discussion moves to explaining greenhouse gases and how they influence climate change. Our Climate Reality on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11, K105.5 and 105.9, and all our social media platforms. Our Climate Reality, Wednesday at 8 p.m.
I'm a very young future now while you are young. 'Cause this is my land, this is your land. Young Grenadians, we want to move on, trying to stay afloat. We all on the same boat. We young and strong, and we fighting on. My land, this is your land. Young Grenadians, we want to move on, trying to stay afloat. We all on the same boat. We young and strong, and we fighting on.
Morning. But we don't need nothing. Oh yeah. Bamba da bamba dum bi da bamba dum ba di da da. Grenada, the land where I was born. I know you were suffering. Men have raped you and abused you and left you there crying. I devote my heart, my body, and my soul. I stretch forth my helping hand to help you out. I haven't got diamond, silver, nor even gold, but blessings I give to its west, north, and south. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come, sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, never let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your soul, but right there by your side, with my arms around you to wipe your weeping. Let me go. Hey, hey, mommy, come on. It's quite a long time now since you have fallen to the last rung of the ladder, and your neighbors stand up there and uttering old talk, but to help they just don't bother. Some of your friends have turned their backs on you. They don't want to see your bread with your name on it. Don't bother with them. One day you go rise up too. But in times to come, is the bread they might have to eat. So let me go. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come, sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, never let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your soul, but right by your side, with my arms around you, wipe your weeping. Let me go. Why, yeah, 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 yeah. Don't be do, bother. Listen, it's time that we take a stand to defend your position from all those mad rip-off scams. Just come to take a bite and make their own decisions and boast to the world that they are the reigning champs. While your friends them happy at times you are going through, they still wouldn't offer you some bread and cheese. Don't bother with them. Little do they know that a good name is better than great riches. So hear me now. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come, sweet. Thank you.
Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home. And what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Where every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful region and what it means to me. And I found my nation finally. And do you hear the songs the birds are singing? Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. Just the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home. What a beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful region and what it means to me. And I found my nation finally. And do you hear the songs the birds are singing? Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. Just the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home. Oh, do you hear the songs the birds are singing? Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight. Just the beginning of our lives, sweet Grenada. This is home, 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 sweet Grenada. This is home, sweet Grenada. This is home.
Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna do this over. We have a slight glitch there, so we'll do that over.
Grenada, the island of spice, has everything in it that's nice. And when you think of beauty spots, Grenada, you can visit the Grandans, have bathing picnics and romance. You can relax on the sand and get a beautiful suntan.
All right, folks. Forecast once again. Trisha? Okay, well, it seems as though we definitely... Good morning, Trisha. All right, we are experiencing a technical problem. We'll have the weather report subsequently.
Oh, I see what... Spend your vacation happily. Tell your tales to friends and family. We are from Grenada, if you please. The Spice Island of the West Indies. We are happy, peaceful and gay, beautiful, healthy in every way, and a warm sunshine every day. taxis can take you on an island tour. All around the island you may go. An important stop that you should make.
All right, folks, let's make a final attempt at the weather forecast. Good morning, Tricia. Okay, well, unfortunately, I've got to abort the efforts now. And nonetheless, the weather forecast would have come to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
From 1970 all the way to 1974, and we put them into different categories. Like in 1972, when Gary elections were held, Gary promised that if he had won the elections, he would start the process for Grenada's independence. So he did that, but there were struggles all the way through. In 1973, with the formation of the New Jewel Movement Party, there was a lot of resistance against independence, and all the way through there were different rallies and different talks, where the opposition leaders, even when they went to Britain and they were asking for independence, there were appeals that independence does not happen. But all the way through, Mr. Gary was very adamant that he wanted this to happen, and he pushed for it. Even in 1974, right before the independence celebrations, there were a lot of different activities that were going on. One major one was a major strike. We actually got independence under a state of emergency. The day before independence, Sir Gary would have put Morris Bishop and 9 of his persons in prison under the charges that they were trying to kill him. So all that was happening, but during all that, independence still happened, and it was something that, as we see, is something that is positive today. We have a next infographic that speaks about some of the minor celebrations that the Grenada would have gotten during the years after independence. Like, for instance, we have a nutmeg dominance right now. We own 20% of the global market, and then we all know about the gold medal in 2012, and then the silver in 2016. Major academic improvements in terms of us getting universal secondary education, and also doing the CPEC EE examination as well. Tourism improvements as well. Last year, 2018, would have been the first time that Grenada would have gotten over 500,000 persons visiting the island. So these are some major improvements that we would have seen over the years. We do have something else that is coming in the works that would landmark all of Grenada's greatest achievements from 1974 to now, but it's something that is an ongoing process in terms of getting information from different departments. First display would be, we actually have the actual flag that was lowered, the British flag that was lowered in 1974, and then we have the actual flag that was raised in 1974 as well. So, and then we have a gift from the British government to Grenada, which is a sterling silver tea set that represents, different aspects of what they would have, what we have accomplished.
All right, welcome back. It's 8 minutes gone past the hour of 7 o'clock, and of course, It's time for the conversation, and we look forward to that every morning. Quickly, let's take a look at what's happening on our WhatsApp platform, our Facebook platform. And Ann Mark says, good morning, happy Independence, Grenada. Mary Ebank says, happy Independence Day to all. Messi Marvin says, good morning, God's beautiful peoples. Catherine Phillips says, good morning, Grenada. Happy Independence family. Good morning, Innocent. Please don't say oil down today. In oil down, oil down, oil down. This is going to hurt, right? I know. All right. Desmond Clovey says, good morning. Happy Independence, everyone. Lydia Cameron says, happy Independence Day, Grenada, 49 years. Joan Mungo says, good morning, happy Independence. And Lydia Cameron says, can't we just get along as people regardless of what side we are on? Alison Cox Osplund says, good morning to Grenada and all Grenadians in Grenada and all over the world. Keep safe and enjoy. Roger Rogers, happy Independence to the lovely people of Grenada. Lucy Clement says, good morning. Veronica Sandy, good morning, GBN, Grenada, Carriacou, Pidi Martinique. Happy Independence Day to everyone. Sylvia Joseph says, there are Grenadians everywhere. Grenadians, may God bless you. Happy 49th anniversary of Independence, Grenadians. May God bless our Grenada. Rachel Cummings, happy 49 Independence to my beautiful birthplace, Grenada. Yulin Alexander, good morning, Grenada. Happy 49th anniversary. Well, happy anniversary to all of you likewise, okay? And let's see what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. Okay, all right, nothing there as yet. Okay, so quickly just revisiting what we've done on the program thus far. The word for the day this morning is the word fraught, and it is spelled F-R-A-U-G-H-T. It is an adjective, and it means causing or having a lot of emotional stress or worry. Now, when fraught is used in the phrase fraught with, it means full of something bad or unwanted. Ever since the cat went missing, the atmosphere in the apartment has been fraught. We can also say the paper was poorly researched and fraught with errors. The thought for the day came from our own Maurice Bishop, and it says, as the international capitalist crisis intensifies, it generates increased imperialist aggression, spearheaded by the most reactionary circles of imperialism's military-industrial complexes, who feel that the solution to this crisis in the buildup of arms, the provocation of wars, and the creation of tension spots around the world. Okay, one of the stories we are looking at this morning, it sort of ties in with our independence because it reverbs to the emancipation of slavery and everything like that. And we hear that after years of call for compensation, well, they're finally bearing fruit, as a British family is beginning to process, or the process of paying back for years of enslaving people in Grenada. They will open a fund with about $500,000 as part of efforts to pay reparations for slavery. Is this the start of more similar gestures in the future? My TV production guy is going to play that clip when we look at it, and then I'll entertain your calls.
A British family is to travel to Grenada later this month to apologise publicly for their ancestors' ownership of more than 1,000 slaves. The Trevelyan's owned 6 sugar plantations on the Caribbean island in the 19th century. The family includes the BBC correspondent Laura Trevelyan, who says they're paying reparations by donating £100,000 to a fund on the island. Celestina Olulade has this report.
A painful past with a legacy that lingers.
Yes, so these are shackles.
A reality BBC presenter Laura Trevelyan was confronted with after learning her family was listed on a database of slave owners.
When I went to Grenada and I saw for myself the plantations where slaves were punished, when I saw the instruments of torture that were used to restrain them, when I looked at the neck braces, at the manacles, at this system of dehumanization that my family had profited from as absentee slave owners of these sugar plantations, I felt ashamed.
Later this month, the family will donate £100,000 to establish a community fund for the island and have agreed to apologise for their ancestors' role in the slave trade. When slavery came to an end, the Trevelyan family received the equivalent of £3 million in compensation. Laura says the £100,000 donation may seem inadequate, but she hopes her family are setting an example by apologising for what her ancestors did.
The Trevelyan family is only one. Also, the amount of money that we're talking about is really a drop in the bucket. So that while we applaud this effort, we are conscious of the fact that more can and should be done. The real legacy of slavery is the underdevelopment of the Caribbean, the underdevelopment of Grenada. You're talking about the education system, the healthcare system, a whole economic premise.
And as Caribbean nations continue to grapple with that legacy, there is mounting pressure from some for governments to pay reparations too. Celestina Olulode, BBC News.
Thank you. Minutes after 7 o'clock, so tell you what, at this time, I would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this scenario? £100,000, as Ali Gale says, it's a drop in the bucket, but could this be the start of something bigger that will be ongoing? What are your thoughts? Give me a call, 435-2041. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Morning, in a sense, morning to your listeners and to your viewers. Now, this issue, your program cannot deal with it, but I understand, I appreciate the effort for you to provoke conversation. Because depending on which angle you could take, you can take days to deal with it. Having said that, I think what is happening is that as people become more conscious, and of course the empire is dismantling more and more, there are those who with a little conscience who would try to really take it on, like in the case of Wilberforce and so on, in the leading up to the end of the slave trade. We need to ask certain questions, and the questions could be: is the money the only thing that we need to look at? What about the ongoing psychological and biological and other effects? For instance, just recently I saw a documentary in which this doctor, I know from Trinidad, one of the Caribbean, saying that our DNA was altered based on the diet we've been fed for the last 300 years. And that's one of the reasons why most of us, once we reach 60, it's very likely that we will have hypertension or diabetes. It doesn't mean you don't get it before, but very likely most of us will have issues with diabetes and hypertension. The other thing about it, which nobody or few people are talking about, any reparation must include the issue of climate reparation. Years ago, I was part of a process that talked about ecological debt. The debt that being called to the ecology, and we don't normally take that into consideration. In addition, money is something these people could print and then pass it on to us. And they could devalue it, sooner than later. So we have to be mindful of all these things. And when we accepting any apology, it must come with a deep understanding that there could be no real reparation in the sense of undoing or compensating for the harm that has been done. And it doesn't mean that we have to continue hating. What we need to do is to try and work and heal ourselves. And I know I can't say for the morning.
Yeah,
but one thing I want to say before I leave is that we must consider the role of certain institutions in Grenada who profited from that, including like the Anglican Church, the Catholic Church, and thereabout.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. 19 minutes after 7 o'clock, 435-2041. That's the number to call to get in on the conversation this morning. Good morning.
A pleasant good morning.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Thank you. No, I would like to know which other set of families would have gained from slavery, the sugar and all of that sort of thing that went to England and other countries in Europe, that would join this family that's willing to pay compensation. One, what role would the British government play in this? Because the government did gain some material gains from slavery, the sugar, etc. 3, what use would this money be put into in Grenada? And when families would have say, okay, my family, my great-great-great-grandfather, whoever it is, was slaves, and they had to, go under experience rather all of these inhuman acts during slavery. What's going to happen? I am saying this thing has to be carefully thought out and get into the whole business and see what abuse that Grenadians, at least if we still have the what they call it, members of the family slaves who were involved and still alive to make claim. And this is my concern. So I see that this is not something we just jump into and, but we must be carefully thought of to let those of us who have had families in during slavery working for the English and so on to get some kind of conversation and in what way will be compensated.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, I look at our WhatsApp page and it says, this person says, Happy Independence, Pity Martinique, Carriacou and Grenada. That sounds like someone I know. Last night was awesome at the Grenville bus terminus. The people's choice of song, Oil Down We Cooking, Shabaka, had the crowd dancing. Okay. All right. Well, I couldn't be there, so I hope you enjoyed it for all of us. All right. Someone says, good morning and happy independence to you and your following audience. I hope there will be a teaching, learning opportunity where the BBC and the lady herself could learn that we are poor but not impoverished. It's a good start, but much, much more needs to be done. The need to repair our country completely, healthcare, education, agriculture, infrastructure, and so much more. That person continues. Additionally, while we talk of reparation, there is modern day slavery, and then there is the damage done to women in particular, and the effects linger on. In short, it must be looked at in its various contexts, such as gender, economy, education, environmental, spiritual, etc., etc. All right, so says one of our participants via the WhatsApp platform. Let's see what's happening on our Facebook page. Lydia Cameron says, that's an insult to Grenada and Grenadians for the suffering these slave masters caused to our ancestors. Messi Marvin says, Las Vegas is chiming in. Okay, thank you. Have a good one out there. Albert Bob, good morning, family. Happy Independence. Christy Batiste says, good morning, GBN. Happy Independence Day to all. Thank you very much. Remember the number to call. It's 435-2041. That's the number you can call to, be a part of the conversation this morning. And what is my take on, 100,000 pounds? Well, as Ali said, it is a drop in the ocean, but it's a start, and there's a song that says it only takes a spark to get the fire going. Maybe this can be the forerunner to bigger things, but I don't think, and that's my personal opinion, I don't think the money is good, it's a sign of remorse, but I do not subscribe to the theory that it's all about money. The approach has to be more holistic than this, in my opinion. Really, we as a people suffered in many different ways as a result of slavery. We were denied certain humanities, and all efforts should be made to remedy them and bring them back to where they should be. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. I share the view that, yes, look at Grenada for what Grenada was even before I was born, and even while I was born, because I was born in 1958, and we was always being ruled by the British. So at the end of the day, I think, looking at it to a certain extent, I feel proud to know that we are given the privilege to look after our own affairs without the British telling us exactly what to do on a daily basis, or if we have to make certain decisions. But to say, I don't know how people may look at it in the sense of saying an independent island or country. Grenada is not independent in that context and will never be. We will always be dependent on the bigger nations. So for me personally, I feel very proud to be called a Grenadian, and it's to be ruled by our doctrine, our state, what we are. I'm a Grenadian. When I go abroad, I could say I'm a Grenadian. Before the independence, I couldn't say that because we were ruled by the British. So my concept of independence and being independent, and I will never change it, is I'm independent, I'm proud to be a Grenadian. But Grenada will never be and could never be an independent nation of the rest of the world. We part of the rest of the world. Our doctrine, all our policies and principles, if we do anything against what the bigger world say, we will be sanctioned for it.
Okay.
If you are independent, it's a different story. So I think my concept is Grenada is only independent in the sense that we free to run our own affairs. But apart from that, we're not independent.
Thank you,
dependent.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Yep. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. That is the time. And to get into the conversation, all you need to do is dial the numbers 435-2041. Good morning, caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Right, that caller seemed to have had a problem there. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Hi, good morning. Okay, what's happening here now again? 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. Back to the telephone line. Good morning. Okay. Let's see. That's the thing with machines, yeah? Yeah, that's the 435-2041. Let's see if we get this one. And let's see. Good morning, caller. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Can you define the meaning of independence for me, please?
Okay. All right, keep listening. We'll do that. 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. That is the time. Back to the telephone line. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning to one and all. Yeah, hope everybody is, having a good morning thus far. Alison Cox Osplund says a lot of Grenadian families profited from slavery, so they never wanted to enlighten the poorest. Until our Eric Matthew Gary came aboard and delivered us one more time from slavery, he changed the lives of all Grenadians. All right, so says Alison Cox Osplund. Good morning, caller. Hello, good morning. Don't know what's happening with this. Seem to be having some technical problems again. Let's try again and see if we'll get it rectified. Good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, folks, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back after this.
Vaccine safety is always a top priority, and this is no different from the COVID-19 vaccines.
The COVID vaccines that we have available are very effective and safe. And it is very important for elderly persons and frontline health workers and other frontline workers to get it, because these vaccines protect you from becoming ill if you get COVID.
As COVID-19 vaccines are approved for use in the general population, monitoring for safety continues. Each COVID-19 vaccine goes through the same clinical trials and rigorous study as with all other vaccines, with the focus on safety and efficacy.
Nothing goes into the nucleus, nothing affects the genetic code of the human. It is a very safe vaccine. This is a vaccine that we all need to take because it will keep us safe.
Vaccines bring us closer. Choose to get vaccinated.
According to government archives, the flag is to be regarded as a sacred emblem of the nation, to be paid due reverence and devotion by all its citizens. The flag should never be allowed to touch the ground or floor, nor should it be flown or used for purely decorative purposes on anything that is for temporary use and likely to be discarded except on state occasions. In relation to the display of the national flag with other flags and emblems, no other flag, color, standard, ensign, or other emblem should be displayed above or to the right of the national flag. When flags of two or more nations are displayed together, they are to be flown from separate staffs of the same height, and all the flags should be as far apart as possible. The Grenada flag should never be smaller than any other flag flown at the same time. When the flag becomes worn and must be replaced, it should be burned and not used for any other purpose than that for which it was designed. The rules also state that all merchant ships of Grenada registration should fly the flag. The flag should not be draped over vehicles of any sort, except on military, police, and state occasions. However, the misuse of national emblems, including Grenada's flag, carries some legal consequences. According to the laws of Grenada Act 17 of 1999, the sale or offer for sale of any article or item which represents or on which is reproduced or represented such by one one not being the holder of a valid license granted under this Act commits an offence and shall be liable on summary conviction to a fine of $5,000 or imprisonment for 1 year, and in the case of a continuing offence, to a fine of $100 for each day or part thereof, during which the offence continues, after the day on which a conviction under this section was obtained. In relation to mutilating or defacing national emblems, any person who mutilates, cuts, tears, or in any other manner defaces, or without the consent of the minister given in writing, prints, writes on, affixes, a stamp to, or otherwise marks any national emblem, commits an offence, and shall be liable on summary conviction to a fine of $1,000 or imprisonment for 6 months or both.
Vaccine safety is always a top priority. Like other vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccines being developed have been through the same trial phases and rigorous process required for all vaccines. Global efforts on the development of the vaccines are built on existing research from previous coronaviruses like MERS and SARS-1. As COVID-19 vaccines are approved for their broad use in the population, be reassured that they will continue to be monitored to identify any adverse events. Your safety is our top priority. Vaccines bring us closer. Choose to get vaccinated.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
We know that for many people, life is changing dramatically.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, and this is The Conversation. It's 22 minutes on to 8 o'clock. All right, so we're changing the topic now a bit, although it's sort of related, but we're dealing with what is before us today. It's everything independence, all right? The national colors, all sorts of things are happening. As a matter of fact, today there will be the military parade at the Queen's Park National, or the Kirani James National Stadium. All right, we are going to play from the television producer. We're going to play that clip that depicts some of the things that are happening, that have happened for the last couple of days and so forth as the build up to the actual independence celebrations, which is today. And then I will ask you the question, what does independence really mean to you? All right, so we're going to play that clip and we'll come back and talk about it.
That was one of the many patriots on the island excited to celebrate National Colors Day on Monday as part of the many events carded for Grenada's 49th independence. Everyone on the island, including workers of George F. Huggins, are celebrating in their own way as the marketing department of the organization hosted an in-house competition. Mahira Nelson of George F. Huggins explains what the competition was all about.
The departments had to make use of novel items in their departments, so they had to tie in whatever items they chose to represent their department and tie it into Grenada's overall 49 and the independence theme. 11 departments took part, so we were very happy to see the overwhelming support from all the different departments. There are different criteria, so creativity, originality, the theme, as well as structure.
Mrs. Nelson says there is also an online component where the public can help determine the winner.
It's an online component, so we're encouraging all persons watching and listening to go online to Huggins' Facebook page as well as our Instagram. We'll be posting videos and photos from all the different departments which took part in the competition, and you too can be voters and judges. So this is an element that we're looking forward to in terms of participation.
HR manager Hannah Forsyth says the top 3 winners of the competition will be awarded cash prizes.
We would have seen a lot of camaraderie between the departments and realized that staff, all employees would have put in a lot of emphasis into this. We have not seen all the departments as yet, but from what I've seen, I can tell you that the competition is really, really tight. First prize, we have $500. The second prize, $350, and third prize, $200.
Grenada will officially celebrate its 49th anniversary of independence on Tuesday, 7th February, with its annual National Parade and Independence Expo at the National Stadium on Tuesday.
We are from Grenada, if you please, the Spice Island of the West Indies. We are happy, peaceful and gay, beautiful and healthy in every way, and a warm sunshine every day.
For GBN News, I am Rena Per Thomas reporting.
Thank you very much, Rena. Now the lines are open. 42041. And with all fairness, that scenario that we are not independent. Well, as I said before, no one is an island, and no country stands alone. So, true sense of the word independence, it's a questionable thing, but that's my opinion. What's yours? 435-2041. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my love.
Good morning,
Happy
love.
Independence to you.
Thanks, and same to you.
All right, I'm watching you every morning, but I'm so busy I can't call you.
Well, you have to call and
but
say
I
hi.
just switched to go back down and I said, let me call my boy and Happy Independence.
Thanks, same to you.
Yes, you taking care of yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine, so.
Behave yourself, eh? I find you behaving a good boy these days.
I'm a well-behaved child.
Yes. All right. All the best, baby love.
All right, have a good one.
And watch me. Your girlfriend in well, but she's doing plenty better now.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
All
okay.
right, baby love.
All right,
Bye-bye.
have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, hope you didn't get me in trouble this morning, boy. 17 minutes on to 8 o'clock, 435-2041. As I hinted to you, shortly from now, we will be speaking with Mr. Jude Bernard. He is the chairperson for the Save the Cameron Park project, and they've got an activity later on today that he's going to be talking to us about, so we look forward to that. But give me a call, 435-2041. What does this independence thing mean to you? All right. Happy Independence to Grenada, the beautiful Isle of Spice. So says Hermian St. Bernard. Good morning. Happy Independence to you too, Hermian. And I hope that you're enjoying every second of the day, no matter which part of the globe that you are. Take the time off and celebrate with us. All right. Someone says, I think there's a difference between independence and independent. I like that. I like that tone. Yeah. All right, someone on WhatsApp says they got millions in compensation. £100,000 is a joke. Build a new library. The hospital needs help. They and many others could do so much more to compensate. It's a good place to start. They could have started better, but at least there is a start, and let's hope that it continues. All right. Good morning and happy 49th Independence celebrations to everyone. You are invited to join the Save Cameron Park Committee for the 7th anniversary commemoration at the park from 3 p.m. today. And yeah, as I said, we will be talking about that shortly with Mr. Jude Bernard. He is the chairperson for that organization. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi,
Good morning, Milton.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I think we misunderstand the whole issue of independence. I truly believe that we are an independent nation in light of the fact that we have our own constitution that governs the way we do things. And our country cannot bend to any law that violates our constitutional rights. And there is no nation in the world that is totally independent. We are independent but interdependent. I think sometimes people misconstrue the difference between independence and interdependence. Thank you so much.
I like this. I like this. I said that. No country in the world, the bigger countries, look at the economies of Europe, for example. All right, let's look at France. France is a good, big country, a big place, big economy, but they depend on our nutmegs. Yeah, they depend on our nutmegs to make their cologne and perfume and so forth. So in the true sense of the word independent, no country is really independent. We are all interdependent on each other. Okay, that's my take on it. All right, 435-2041, that's the number you can call to accommodate your calls. I will do that. I know the folks at Good Hope, they are preparing for the Oil Dung Fest today at the Good Hope pasture. Well, be there. Go eat some good oil dung. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
Hi, welcome to the program, man.
Thank you. Happy Independence to all. But whether we should say independence or interdependence, as your previous caller indicated. Godfrey, Mr. Gordon, it is crucial, it is fundamental that as people, as humans, we understand our role and responsibility in daily living. So whether you are Prime Minister, a Permanent Secretary, a sanitation worker, a caregiver, a farmer, whoever you are, in whatever field of activity that you're involved in, what is your purpose? No, we could have and we cannot have a perfect constitution. Why? It depends on the level of intelligence which demonstrates the quality of the individual in interpreting that piece of document that is before them, who they are charged with responsibility as guardians of public interest. That is what makes the difference.
Okay.
And it is imperative as we look to move forward, or every time we celebrate the so-called Independence Date and Day, we must always think of what next.
Okay.
Where do we go from here? What we have and how we navigate our journey to that destination. Have a great one. Thank you.
Happy Independence to you, man, and all the best for the day. Folks, what we do, we take a final commercial break in the segment, and when we come back, we'll be joined via the telephone with Mr. Jude Bernard. He is the chair for the Save the Cameroon Park Committee.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that you may have contracted COVID-19 and are displaying symptoms, please immediately self-isolate at home. This means that you must also avoid all contact with other members of your household. Do not visit hospitals or health centers, as this creates the potential for further spread of the virus, and it puts additional persons at risk when you come into contact with them. Your best course of action is to call the COVID-19 hotline at 458-4787 or 538-4787, or contact your nearest health center or medical station. Once your information has been received, health officials will come to you. Help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This has been a message from the Ministry of Health.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio, the Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics, we've got discussions, calls, voice notes, and so much more. But I can't tell you everything. You gotta tune in. The Hot Morning Show on Hot FM 98.5, 98.7 with yours truly, Gary Mr. Smooth. Kaboom!
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
It is important.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. And as I hinted to you earlier, I should be joined via the telephone at this time by Mr. Jude Bernard. He is the chairperson for the Save the Cameron Pack Committee as they celebrate their 7th anniversary this year. Good morning, Jude.
Hi, good morning and happy Independence Day to you and all your followers. We notice that it is raining. At least in my neck of the woods, it's raining heavily at this point in time. We hope the weather will be a break in the weather and everyone will be able to enjoy the parade and then to join us in the afternoon.
Okay.
And notice my name is spelled with it's B-E-R. New spelling.
Okay.
Yes,
that's just a typo.
mind.
That's just a typo.
That's me. But if I may just say a quick thing about the whole independence discussion that's going on there. What we got in 1974 was political independence, which was the right to make our own decisions, to have associations with whichever country we want to make associations with, and makes us fully responsible for our defense and our local affairs. Political independence. It did not make us independent of the rest of the world in terms of trading and in terms of everything else. So we are political independent. We are a member of the United Nations as all the other big ones. We have a voice. We can choose who we want to have bilateral relations with. We can have ambassadors to Russia, to anywhere else in the world we want to have. No one can stop us from doing that. So we are politically independent, but we would never be fully independent of the rest of the world.
That's about the best explanation I've heard.
Right? So, and a lot of the trappings people say that keep us down and make us still be colonials. Some of the things still happen in Australia and in New Zealand and other countries like that. Larger, Canada as well, part of the Commonwealth. So these things are just in our minds. They're not stopping New Zealand and Australia from going ahead and modifying their constitutions and making it more, appropriate for them. We can do the same, and we are not any more restricted than they are. So some of the things we hear being mentioned as keeping us down, they're not keeping us down. We are keeping ourselves down.
Okay.
Wonderful. Now, Cameron Pack. Yes, we're very happy to have survived the last 7 years of struggle, and we are here at this point in time. By the grace of God, we have been able to stand up to some very hostile, aggressive, I would say, resistance from the powers that be in our attempt to save the park for current and future generations. And we're here today. Today is it's 7 years. And as folks say, 7 normally indicates completeness.
Okay.
We say the Creator created the earth in 7 days, right?
Yeah.
He said everything was done at the end of the 7th day. And normally people say, you say the lucky 7, or some people say 7.
Right.
We believe that this should be the last year we'll celebrate the Save Cameron Park Committee. We feel that after that we should have a different name. The park should be safe during this year. So safe that we can change the name to something else and we can focus no longer on keeping the park, but more on enhancing it.
Okay.
So this 7th anniversary should be a big one for us. We are very happy, and we are going to crown the moment with a wonderful rally this evening, starting at 3 o'clock, God willing, and weather permitting, we hope. We're going to have also stuff for the kids. So we wanted to be a family fun day as well. The bouncing castle, the face painting, and all the kinds of things that, would make kids happy. And I can tell you the bar is, we've already ordered most of our drinks, and we are choosing things which are family and kids friendly. There will be alcohol for those who must have the alcohol, but those who come in with children, there will be snacks available, there will be the non-alcoholic beverages and all the things. So we want it to be a real nice experience.
If I'm not mistaken, I understand that you also have some awards to present to certain individuals as well, quickly.
Absolutely. We have a number of folks who have been part of that struggle. One person who was part of the whole concept, he was the person who actually thought of the idea of having such a park. And this person will be acknowledged along with 3 others. They will be receiving special awards, plaques, having solidarity messages from a number of like-minded organizations like the National Trust, the Willie Reddit Foundation, the Social Partners, and other groups of that sort, Grenada Land Actors. So it is expected to be a wonderful experience for all those who come to witness it, to learn, about the whole history of the park, and to be enlightened in terms of our heritage, as well as folks who want something to do this afternoon with their families.
Okay.
We're looking forward to that very much.
Now, I would like to jump in and congratulate you and the other members of your committee for that initiative, the Save the Cameron Park initiative. And as you said, if it ends this year by that name, but I hope there is continuity with a new name as we forge forward, right?
Oh, we envisage that. We do envisage that. We have started working with a new administration, and we have agreed that we will collaborate, unlike the situation before when we were told point blank in writing that we wouldn't be collaborated with for obvious reasons. And we believe that we can focus now on enhancing the park and developing it, and especially the areas for the children to play and make it more safe and secure, and if possible, expand the land space of the park.
Okay.
So that it can serve a much more comprehensive purpose as a genuine park for all Grenadians and residents and visitors.
Okay. Okay, well, we've got to wrap up now. We've got to join the BBC, but thank you for joining us and sharing with us this morning, and I do hope that the weather holds up and permits to have an excellent event this afternoon, and all the best going forward.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me this morning. Wonderful Independence Day to all.
The pleasure is always ours here at the GBN. Thank you, folks.
Thanks again.
All right. And that's where we wrap it up this morning for the conversation. Those of you who participated, whether it's on Facebook, WhatsApp, or whatever the platform may be, thank you for being a part of the program. And if you have to leave us now, please go ahead. Enjoy your Independence Day to the fullest. We've got to join the BBC, which is already in progress.